Baltimore and the Teen Funder Collaborative. Our Jump on the Bus virtual college tour includes student-led tours, professional information sessions, and ways to virtually connect with the colleges you are interested in. We've been at this for a little over a week now, and I wanted to share some statistics with all of you. Overall, throughout the entire road trip, we're going to have about 150 admission representatives, Hillel representatives, industry professionals, and students from over 30 colleges sharing, some of which you will hear from tonight. We have had over 5,000 people visit our website in the first week, and we've had about 450 participants jump on the bus with us, which is very, very exciting. Hopefully you are following us on social media at JumpSpark ATL. We've had about 100,000 people see our road trip on social media. And we also have a YouTube channel where all of these information sessions are being collected. We'll put the link to that in the chat. And we also have a really cool TikTok where all of our bus drivers are sharing really fun videos that are giving you a special insight to their school and what makes their school special. New college tours and information sessions are held daily through the month of June. Follow us on social media at JumpSpark ATL or visit our website, roadtriptocollege.org, to sign up for more sessions and to create your own personal road trip. That being said, I am very excited to introduce our panelists tonight from Elon. Tonight we have Courtney Vaughn, who is the Director of Diversity Recruitment at Elon Admissions, Betsy Polk, the Director of Jewish Life at Elon Hillel, and Mackie Weiss, who is a rising junior. I am going to hand it off to all of them. If you have questions, please put them in the Q&A, and I will be moderating that, and I will pop back up when they are done to go ahead and help them answer your questions. So thank you guys all for being with us. Thank you to presenters, and I will hand it off to Courtney.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for hopping on the call. My name is Courtney Vaughn. I'm the Director of Diversity Recruitment here at Elon. I'm a very proud Elon alumna, so the admissions information and general info that I have for you, I've lived through, and I'm really excited for Mackie to talk about the current student life right now. And I'm also the counselor for students coming from Georgia. So all of you from the Atlanta area, hello, and I can't wait to get to know you throughout your admissions process. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I have about 20 minutes to share with you all some general information about Elon, and then we'll dive in specifically to Jewish life on campus with Betsy and Mackie in just a little bit. All right. For those of you that have not been to North Carolina, I want to be sure that you all know where Elon is and kind of what your different options are in terms of location. We are right in the center of North Carolina between the beaches and the mountains. We're about 2.5 or 3 hours from each, and students are able to explore the state for our fall break or spring break accordingly. If you were to fly to campus, you might fly into the Raleigh-Durham airport, and that's about 45 minutes to an hour from us. Greensboro is about 30 minutes west, and Charlotte 2 hours south. So all of those metropolitan spaces surround us, and you certainly have access to explore those throughout your time. But when you're here at Elon, your home base is really campus. We're in a town called Burlington, North Carolina. There are about 50,000 residents, so it's kind of that suburban type of feel as you think about style and location of where we are. We work a lot with the city of Burlington, being that it gives our students a home for 4 years, and the least we can do is give service and time back to that community as well. When you think about Elon, you might be wondering, well, what kind of school is it? We are a medium-sized private liberal arts institution. We have about 6,200 undergraduate students, 20% coming from North Carolina, and the other 80% coming from all over the country and the world. A lot of really strong representation from up and down the Eastern Seaboard, and then great representation from some of those other cities that I heard mentioned. So Chicago, Baltimore is my hometown, Atlanta, etc. So I'm really excited that you all are on this call right now. We are really thrilled about the geographic diversity of students on campus and kind of the impact that that can have on the classroom and your daily classroom life. As you continue to talk about diversity and inclusion on campus, this is something that we value quite a bit. There are conversations that we are having right now from the president all the way through the university. About 19% of our students identify as students of color. 9% of our students come from a country other than the United States, and there are over 40 religions represented on campus. You'll see to the right a list of offices and resources available for students throughout their 4 years surrounding diversity and inclusion. There are spaces and places for students to participate with other students who are like them, but then also opportunities for you all to dive in and learn from each other as well. So I'm really thrilled about the student body and how they engage with each other throughout their time through offices like this, and then clubs and organizations as well. When we think about Elon, we're really thinking about on a 4-year timeline. We really love the number 4. I'm sure you all are thinking about that for your college experience too. A lot of our students have double majors or a major and a double minor. Some have triple minors nowadays, and it's kind of crazy to think about how they fit it all into 4 years. We have 2 semesters, which is really classic and typical probably of your high schools and then other colleges you're looking at. But we also have the month of January that acts on its own. That's our winter term and kind of a signature program where you can take one class during that time. You could study abroad during that time or do an internship. It really is up to you. But over the course of your 4 years, it equates to a whole extra semester's worth of work that you are doing. So rather than 8 semesters in college, you get 9. We really want to make sure that this experience is valuable for you and that you're able to get the most out of it. Our 91% retention rate is indicating that students come to Elon and then they stay at Elon. That is through our Elon 101 and the orientation process and making sure that you all know where your resources are, who and where your support systems are throughout your time, but you do that immediately. And then finally, our 4-year graduation rate puts us among the top 100 universities in the country when thinking about 4-year graduation, further reiterating our thought and timeline there. We do have the 4 different colleges here at Elon, and if you're admitted, then you are admitted to any of these colleges and any of our majors, with the exception of performing arts. I do see we have a question in the Q&A about music theater, which I will certainly get to. But we do have the Elon College, College of Arts and Sciences, the Love School of Business, School of Communications, and School of Education. There are, again, over 60 majors dispersed across these 4 schools, but academic freedom for you all to come in knowing exactly what you want to do, come in not knowing what you want to do, or changing your mind along the way. Some of you might be thinking about graduate school. These bundles that you see here are opportunities for you to earn a master's degree in 5 or 6 years. There are other programs available. They're not necessarily bundled, but certainly available for you to apply, hopefully be admitted, and continue your education here at Elon, should you choose to do so. I know many of you are hopping on this virtual bus tour, and so you're probably wondering why Elon, and I'm excited to share with you kind of our approach to education throughout your 4 years. We are focusing on both your in and out of classroom experience, and we hope that that equates to really outstanding outcomes for you as an alumna, and that means getting a job or getting into graduate school and such. I'll talk about each part of this equation just now so that you all can understand a little bit more of that context. Remember I said that we have 6,200 undergraduate students, so that makes us a medium-sized school, and we get to do both big and small school at the same time. I think that's a really big benefit and something that's very attractive to students. That small school feel comes into play when we talk about inside the classroom. The average class size is 20, and we will cap the classes at 33, so we will not add chairs to a classroom for health and safety reasons right now. But even before that, we would never add chairs, but rather ask another professor to teach a class. There's about a 12-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So as you think about an advisor to advisees, there would be about 11 other students that faculty member is working with. And then 100% of our classes are taught by faculty members. So the people with the degrees and research and experience in these fields are the ones that are going to be teaching you that material fresh. We do have student tutors, but that's more so for different homework and such like that. That's maybe housed over in our library. But other than that, you can rest assured that the faculty are available to you to help you grow in your academic career. I think really the bread and butter of an Elon education is what happens outside of the classroom and how that supplements what goes on inside. The picture that you see here is not Elon's campus. This is a study abroad trip, which I'll talk about in just a moment. We have what's called the 5 Elon experiences, and every student has to do at least 2 of these before they graduate. Many students are doing more than just those 2. Lots of students are doing 3 and 4 of them. But these are opportunities for you to really deepen your understanding of yourself and of others, and also figuring out maybe what that career path is. These are really great ways to find that. We see about 83% of our students study away from Elon at some point in their college career. That makes us #1 in the nation for study abroad, which we are so thrilled about. But the way we can do that is because you can go abroad for a semester, a summer, a winter term. We have programs everywhere except for Antarctica. So my apologies if that's your continent of choice. But we have so many different options for students. You can go abroad any major, any year. We want to make sure that that opportunity is available to you if you want to do that. About 89% of our students complete an internship before they graduate. And that professional experience is just really important in securing that job. And I'll talk about that in a moment. Research, leadership, and service, I think, are kind of self-explanatory, but we really want to deepen these experiences and have intention behind them. So service learning is really about investing in a community or an organization for an extended period of time. Leadership is developing those skills over time for yourself, for others, and for change. And then research is an opportunity for you to work one-on-one with a faculty mentor for your question. You're not assisting them, they are assisting you. So take advantage of that opportunity. There are some really unique research projects that come out of Elon students. Again, why are these important? They help shape and inform your future career path. And then they also lead to employment and graduate study. Imagine being in an interview and speaking about a semester abroad in another country where you had an internship, you came back and that inspired research with a faculty member. And now that is why you want to enter the profession you do. They are all linked together, and we're excited to be able to offer that to our students. Now, as you think about Elon maybe potentially feeling like a big school or where that community piece comes into play, that can be with athletics. We have 17 Division I sports teams. We are in the Colonial Athletic Association, or the CAA. We play up and down the East Coast with those 17 teams. What you see here is the opening game of our basketball arena, which was really exciting. We are in North Carolina, so college basketball is very much a part of our state culture. We were sad that March Madness wasn't a part of our year just due to COVID, but we are excited to have that space, and you can obviously see the camaraderie among the group who are rooting on the Phoenix. I'm sorry that this is not scrolling for you all, but we do have several student organizations on campus, over 280. I hope that something is attractive to you to be a part of, but something might not exist, and we encourage you to create that. I was just telling students 2 years ago about 250 clubs and organizations. 34 new opportunities have been created. You'll see those different categories that these organizations land in. And again, we encourage you to dive in and get involved. Now, what does this all equate to, right? This is all fine and good. We invest in both your in and out of classroom experience, but you're probably wondering, do students get a job? Do they get the job that they want? And most of those answers are yes. I mentioned internships and about 89% of students completing them. You'll see a list on the screen now that's obviously not exhaustive, but definitely representative of where students are able to land. You'll notice that these are not concentrated to any one area of the country, but rather we want to connect you around the country with an organization or within a field of your choice, and to see if we can get you connected that way and into that internship program. But a lot of great experiences that ultimately lead to you earning a job. We do a survey with our students the day they graduate, 3, 6, and 9 months afterward, to see where they land. And I think these numbers speak really well to that. About 95% of students are in a job 9 months after graduation or in graduate school completing an internship. The one that I think is even more impressive is that 92% of students are in a job that's directly related to their career goal. So what does that part mean? That means that you all might be sitting at home right now with a dream job, dream location, etc. We want to prepare you to do exactly that right immediately after college. So I'm really excited for those students who are in those fields. I'm going to talk through scholarship, the application process quickly, and a timeline, and then I'm going to turn it over to Betsy and Mackie. We're really thrilled that our price is about $10,000 or $15,000 below that of our peers. We talk through total price because you're required to live on campus your first 2 years. So you'll see total cost on the screen. If any of you are interested in need-based financial aid, we do need both the FAFSA and the CSS profile. One of those is with the US government. The other is with the College Board. You're probably wondering how you offset that cost. The merit scholarships that you see on the screen, you are automatically considered for those just by clicking submit on your application. The other scholarship programs that you see require separate applications in order to be considered. These are merit-based honors programs that you see. I am happy to dive into them, and I might put a couple of links in the Q&A in case you all have some questions. I am happy to provide that for you. When it comes to the application process, you all have 3 different platforms you could apply under. It doesn't matter which one you choose. They are just available for you for your convenience. In terms of our academic mid-ranges, your GPA is going to be recalculated and reweighted for your honors, AP, IB, and dual enrollment classes that you might be enrolled in high school. Essentially, we want to give you credit where credit is due with regard to the rigor of those courses. You'll see the SAT and ACT ranges on the screen. However, we are test optional this year, so we won't require these as a part of admission. However, I think it's helpful for you all to see in terms of students that we have admitted in the past. For your application, there are 3 main parts, first of which is your extracurricular activities list, where we are asking you, what else do you do other than go to class? You have to go to class. That's a requirement of you. But we are curious, what work experience do you have, if any? Have you been awarded or recognized? Do you have home responsibilities? Do you play on a sports team? Those types of things. The essay is an opportunity for you to tell your story. That is a place where you can make us happy, make us sad. It can be controversial. It can be funny. Whatever it is, just make sure it's a really great piece of writing. And then finally, the school report is going to come from your college or guidance counselor at your high school so that we can better understand and have context around what has been offered to you. This is going to be really helpful and really, really important because of COVID-19 and how that has maybe affected your grades this spring, or maybe a pass-fail situation that's going on at your school. Rest assured, we are working with your college and guidance counselors to make sure that we are able to consider you appropriately. I'll talk through timeline and then I'm going to turn it over. We've got 3 different deadlines at Elon. The early decision deadline is a binding agreement, and that means that if you apply and you are admitted, you will attend the following fall, regardless of financial aid, athletic tryouts, or performing arts auditions. So that is for someone that knows that Elon is beyond the shadow of a doubt, or anything that happens in the world, that this is the place you will attend next fall. That is a really fast 30-day turnaround for those students. Early action takes a little bit of that pressure off. It's still early, but it's not binding. So you submit your application November 1st. We will let you know of a decision around the new year, and then you have until May 1st to make your final decision. Now, let's say life happens and that timeline does not work for you. The regular deadline is there as well in early January, and you'll find out around the spring break time of an admissions decision. Those scholarship programs that I mentioned, those merit-based honors programs, again, require separate applications, and those are due on January 15th. They become available after you click submit on your first year application. Got some ways for you to stay connected with Elon, especially with what is happening right now with travel restrictions that may or may not be happening where you live. I certainly recommend following us on all of our social media. We are updating constantly, getting you all in touch with current students, putting up videos and such. So please stay in touch. I'm going to turn it over to Betsy and Mackie, but I'm going to head on over into the Q&A and make sure I answer you all's questions. Please continue to drop them there, and I hope to chat with you soon throughout your process. Thanks.
Thank you, Courtney. It was great to have that Elon overview. All the things, all the features that make Elon so special. So I'm Betsy Polk.
Yes, so this is Betsy. She is our, yes, I'm Mackie. And Betsy is our Director of Jewish Life at Hillel. She's on the board of her synagogue, leadership coach at the Lerner Jewish Day School. She's also very involved at Federation in the Chapel Hill area where she lives right now.
And yes, and as the Director of Jewish Life, it's my joy and thrill to get to introduce Mackie Weiss. And Courtney mentioned about doing things outside the classroom, and Mackie is carrying that on at Elon all the time, because she is, not only is she involved in the American Chemical Society as a member, not only is she a member of Tri Beta Biology Society, not only is she a member of the sorority Alpha Omicron Pi, AOPI, not only does she volunteer for JDRF, the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, she is also the president of Hillel, and she is the former community development chair at Hillel. So she is involved in all sorts of ways, as are so many other Elon students who find so many ways to lead at Elon. So Mackie and I have the joy of getting to interview each other. We thought that would be fun, and a great way to ask each other questions we don't always get to ask, that we thought might be of interest to all of you. So
yeah, so Betsy, what do you love about working at Elon?
So what I love about working at Elon, well, there are lots of things I love about working at Elon, but and Courtney mentioned so many and just showed off our beautiful school. And but I love most of all the students, because the Elon students are a vibrant, dynamic group of people who are interested in all sorts of things and are pursuing leadership opportunities and asking good questions. I have the great fortune of working with a terrific team of colleagues. At Hillel, we have our Rabbi Sandra Lawson, our Assistant Director for Communications, Hilary Zakin, and our he's a faculty member and a Hebrew instructor at Elon and a beloved part of the Elon campus, but now he's a part of our team too, Boaz Abraham Katz, who's playing the part for us of Jewish engagement liaison. So a great team, and just I miss Hillel. I'm eager to get back. It's a cozy place and on a beautiful campus, and I'm surrounded by terrific colleagues. At Elon, this is a little different than some other campuses, but we are, as Hillel professionals, we are also employees at the university. So that makes us, part of the fabric of the university in meaningful ways. So Mackie, tell me, what do you love about being at Elon, and what do you love about Elon, and what do you love about Hillel?
So a little background on myself. I'm from Atlanta. I'm currently in Florida right now, but I actually came from a Presbyterian high school. So I went to lower and middle school at a Jewish day school, the Davis Academy, and then I went to Mount Vernon Presbyterian. So it was a very big switch. And I really kind of found my Jewish roots when I went to Mount Vernon, because I was away from the Jewish community. So going into college, I really wanted to find my Jewish friends again. My freshman year, I was very nervous. It was a very hard year for me, leaving home, being away. But the Jewish community at Elon was so strong. I got involved my second semester of freshman year, and I just loved it so much that I dove in immediately into a leadership role. And then the next year I became president. If you had told me that I was going to become president of Hillel, I would have laughed, because I never thought that I would have loved something so much to be a president of it. I'm a science major, so I thought I would be president of some science societies, but not Hillel. So it really was the community that brought me in, that was so welcoming. It's like a second home to me. Betsy is like my second mom. And I just have such a great group of friends that I made at Hillel that made me want to become involved in to stay involved in the community. So Betsy,
say a little bit about what you love about Elon.
Oh yeah, so Elon, in general, is an amazing school. Obviously, I would not be on this call if I didn't love Elon. And the funniest thing is that when I was touring and I was asking people about Elon, my parents, they always said, is this a cult? Because I know that sounds silly, but nobody says anything bad about the school. And it's so true. Like when you go to Elon, you just end up loving it because you have such an amazing group of people around you. The students are so welcoming and so open, and the faculty are always there for you. Some of my best friends are my faculty members. I Zoom called my faculty over the summer. I was texting my chemistry professor last night. So it is those bonds that you make at Elon that it's because of that small school feel, because it is medium sized, you get those one-on-one opportunities with your professors that really makes me love Elon to learn, but also just to live around. The campus is beautiful, and I just have I have the best of friends in college. Even though I had a rough first semester at Elon, first year at Elon, the people never let me down. I was always surrounded by amazing people. It was just, a hard year. It's a hard coming to college. So, but Elon is so amazing.
I forgot to say that you are a biochemistry major on track,
Yeah.
The pre-med track.
So my life is
all
full.
these science courses.
And so it's hard. College is not easy, but Elon definitely makes it doable and makes you want to keep learning and keep pushing and keep getting involved. Yeah. So Betsy, tell me,
Jackie,
what should students expect over the summer before coming to college? Is there anything Hillel does?
Yeah. So for students who are admitted students to Elon who have self-identified as Jewish, we are able to know who those students are and to greet them. So we have a team of 6 engagement interns who are sophomores, and this team has been working together starting, as soon as school ended. They've been working together, team building, preparing. They will soon have a cohort of students who they will reach out to, and they will engage with them, answer questions. A lot of the things that Mackie mentioned about having sometimes there's transitioning to college can sometimes be a little, it can be a little challenging sometimes for some folks. And our engagement internship program is a really important way to ease that transition. And Elon also has an amazing orientation program that helps to ease the transition as well. But anyway, so the interns reach out, build connections, and then with the hope that by the time students get to school, they are already feeling connected. And then they get to connect even more with their cohort of first years, with other students as they're invited with their interns to join. I mean, they're always welcome to attend any event, but the interns are there to go with them, because sometimes it can be a little weird walking in a place by yourself, but when you have an intern and a team of folks with you, it makes it a lot easier. So they're there throughout the first year for students. So what you can expect when you're a rising first year at Elon is a phone call or a text or both from an engagement intern who's going to say hello and welcome you to Elon and invite you to connect. Yeah. So Mackie, so thinking about all the people who are watching this and who are thinking about the choices that they're going to be making and making big decisions, what do you wish that you had known about life at Elon and life at Hillel when you were a prospective student?
Yeah. So coming in, I was very nervous to go to things by myself. And the biggest thing, and also just being a freshman, that stigma that you're the youngest, you're a freshie. I was really nervous to go to events and to get involved in things my first semester. So my biggest advice that I think I would have known is to not think less of yourself, I guess, that you're a freshman. At Elon does a really good job. Just the community in general does not care what age you are. When I was a freshman, I had friends that were seniors, juniors, sophomores, and that age gap really is non-existent at Elon. And I really thought that was very interesting and different from other schools, talking to my other friends. So don't be afraid to go to things. Don't be afraid to say that you're a freshman. Really, people are so eager to get to know you. and to bring you into the community. So that is my biggest piece of advice, is to just not be afraid, and just it doesn't matter that you're a freshman. I don't know why I was so focused on it, but I was
Jump in.
Yeah, so just jump in. Yeah.
And then when you say jump in, like, so tell us, can you tell about some of the programs that you've
Yeah.
at Hillel?
So Hillel has a huge range of programs, ranging from super religious things to just fun. And so my favorite things that I would get involved in, we had a tie-dye and tie event. So we ate Thai food and we tie-dye t-shirts and socks and things. And we also have lots of cooking events, which I led a few of when I was a freshman. We bake cookies, we bake brownies, we made matzo balls, we made haroset for Passover, so many different things to really just get everybody together. We have a Challah for Hunger thing that we do, that we bake a bunch of challahs together, super fun, and we sell them and give the money to different organizations dealing with hunger. And our biggest event that I think reaches a huge variety of people all over campus is our bagel brunches. And that really, we just gather together with lots of flavors of bagels and cream cheese and lox, and we just eat bagels for our bagel brunch. I bring in my friends who are non-Jewish, they love it, and it's really a huge gathering of us, and it's so fun, very social, and super fun events that we love. And they've definitely been taste tested by the New Yorkers of the world, and Atlanta has some pretty good bagels too, and they are very, very good. Betsy can attest to that as well. But Betsy, can you talk a little bit more about the more religious events, like the high holidays and Shabbats that we offer?
Sure. And first, I just want to mention, I mean, obviously, we've had these big bagel brunches. We are still going to have these fun things. We're thinking about how to adapt our programs in this time of reentry and in this time of COVID. But just to let you all know, we're holding on to the important parts of it, the engagement, the connection, the community, and figuring out how to adapt. And we'll be doing that for our high holidays and as well. So we offer our rabbi and our Jewish educator, Rabbi Sandra and Boaz, will be leading and lead a full range of the Erev Rosh Hashanah services, and a smaller second day Rosh Hashanah service. And then, of course, Kol Nidre and Yom Kippur. We have a beautiful space on campus called the Sacred Space that we use for our services. And then we often have a big community breakfast after Yom Kippur and dinners. And again, we'll be figuring that out and adapting those to meet the needs of the community and to keep everybody safe. For Shabbat, the board that Mackie leads has a team of Shabbat chairs, and each of those chairs is responsible for a different kind of Shabbat. We offer once a month the first Friday of every month, the first Friday Shabbat, which has been in the past the themed Shabbat, where we team with the Center for Race and Diversity, or we team with the LGBTQIA folks center, or we team with other entities on campus. Often those are themed nights, like Southern food or Chinese food Shabbat, or different students choose the food. Our coordinators choose the foods that they like the best and bring folks together. And then we also have very musically focused Oneg Shabbats, and our Rabbi Sandra is very musical and brings in other musical students across campus to participate in those. So that's kind of a range of our Shabbat and high holiday offerings. So Mackie, tell me, so you're so involved. What has made you want to stay involved at Hillel? What makes you keep on coming back?
So as I've already said, I love Hillel. But what made me want to stay involved and really progress to become the leader that I am in Hillel now is the people. We have our amazing staff, like Betsy, like I said, that's like my family, that kept me happy throughout my first few semesters and kept me going and was a great support system. But then also the group of friends that I have made through Hillel, I never would have thought I would have made. I would have thought those would have come from my sorority or from other places like that. But Hillel really prides itself on bringing the community together, no matter how involved you are in different no matter how involved you are in Hillel, whether you just come to some Shabbats or you come to an event, or if you're at everything, we are always there for you. And my group of friends that I have made through Hillel, they're all on my board now. They support me. I talk to them every single day, even through quarantine and not being together. We have our FaceTimes. We go to a lot of the events together. And we've really built a great group. And obviously, you know, the incoming people we are open to meeting. And I have so many friends, but really it's like the fact that I've made a group of friends from Hillel has kept me coming back and making sure that I want the future incoming classes to have that support system like I had. That's what makes me want to stay involved and make sure that my leadership can help other people want to be just involved as I was. So, Betsy, is there anything else you want to add?
Well, I just saw that in the questions that someone asked, why was your first semester rough? I mean, and thinking about this as, you know, for folks out there who are thinking about entering college, why was it rough and what can they expect? And what did you do to get past that? I mean, I know Hillel was a piece of that.
Yeah, it was nothing about Elon that made it rough at all. It was, I'm an only child, and it's not that I'm not independent. I'm very independent. I can stand on my own, but it was being away. First, it was being away from my family and not having the support immediately. The second is I was put in a living situation that I was not prepared to be in. And so that was really rough for me. It was basically a living situation. Nothing wrong with my roommates. I still talk to them, but it was the location. It was just, I didn't want to be there. And so I actually ended up moving, and it was great. But it was hard being away and being in a new place. And I was also used to being a straight A student, and coming into the STEM major, you can't be a straight A student. And that was really, really rough for me to get my first C on a test, and to not get an A in a class, and to not be the best person in the class. You know, I was at a really small high school. I was top 4, and I was not the top. And so that was just really hard for me to accept and move on. Obviously, I've accepted it, and I am as smart as I want to be. And you know, my mom always says, you know, there's people that are smarter than you, and there's people that are below you, and everything that you do, and you just need to realize that and understand that in so many different aspects of life. But my first semester, it was really majorly the living situation that I was in, but honestly, it was through Hillel and all the friends that I made that actually helped me move. And Betsy was always making sure that I was doing okay and that everything was all right. Now, when I would come into the Hillel house crying, like everything was okay. So it was not rough because of Elon. I want to make that clear. Elon actually made it better. It was just a lot. Yeah, big change.
You had people you knew who you knew you could get.
College is hard, but it's going to be okay.
Yeah. And you found people you could talk with, and
yes,
for that. You know. And then another question that came up a while ago in advance was about get well bags, or what do we do for students who are not feeling well? And in this time, I know that's on all of our minds. But we have a get well bag program that's available to anyone we hear about, or anyone whose parent calls, or anyone whose friend tells us that person's not feeling well. We have a student deliver a get well bag. And Mackie, knock on wood, you have not been in the position of needing a get well bag, but you have been in the position of delivering some get well bags. So can you say a little bit about those?
Yeah, so it's a nice surprise to get them. That's what I've heard from my friends some of them I've delivered myself. But it's full of things that, you know, college students don't really think ahead about being sick. So cough drops and soup and saltines. It's just a nice little goodie bag to make you feel better, because we know that your mom or your dad or whoever isn't there to bring it to you in bed like you would when you were younger. So it's a nice surprise to get when you're feeling kind of down, mostly if you're not expecting it. It's really nice. It's great.
And another question that just came in was how many students are actively involved at Hillel? And one thing we didn't talk about was how many different kinds of ways there are to be involved at Hillel. Because there's no, Maggie said this earlier when we were talking, like there's no membership requirement. There's no contract you sign to be a part of Hillel. There's nothing, you're there, you're not there. But so we have all sorts of students. We have students who come in, who come in to have a place to study and get snack and grab a snack. We have students who come in for the tie. I don't know if Mackie mentioned like our events like our Hilleloween or our tie dye and tie or programs like that. We have, or come in to bake or make challah for hunger. And then we also, have students who are also involved at the board level, like Mackie, or as interns. And some of these are, we have students who are all, and some of the students who are some, and some of the students who are, one of those things. And we feel like we're there for students no matter where they are or where you all are, Jewishly or not Jewishly. We're just, we're there for students to meet you all where you are. So in terms of numbers, best estimate I can give is like between about, in terms of regular students who we had to have students sign up on our Phoenix Connect program to get arranged. And we had, I think, about 300 to 400 students who were actively signed up on Phoenix Connect. So that's probably a representative number of who's involved.
So I see a question here. It says, can you elaborate on Elon 101 for first year students? So Elon 101 is a program that it's like a class, and you take it once a week for the first semester. And it is a group of people that are just randomly chosen in your grade. And you're assigned to a random professor. I had a statistics professor. He was amazing. Betsy is an Elon 101 professor, and you also have a TA, and they help you really get your footing in. So every Elon 101 does things differently, but the main goal is to get your 4-year plan kind of started. So what classes are you going to take next semester, and then the next semesters after that, and it really just, they get you kind of solidified on your first semester, how to sign up for classes, how to how to get an internship, how to, all sorts of different how-tos when you don't know the answer. It's just a kind of a nice little session you get to really get your footing in Elon. Yep.
And then somebody else asked about what reform services look like. Did I get that question right? So we are, Hillel as a movement is pluralistic. So that means we're a big umbrella for all Jewish students. And we have a wide range of Jewish students. We have one rabbi, and we said in Boaz. So at this point, we really offer one service, and we really encourage students to bring in their practices. You're a Reformed Jewish, you are J kid, and you grew up in Nifty. Bring us the tunes and melodies. If you're a USY kid, bring us the tunes and melodies, whatever it is, whatever that feels like home to you when it comes to being Jewish, our rabbi really embraces those. And so we encourage that. And our hope is that you come in with bringing what you have, and then by the end of your 4 years, you walk out thinking, well, that's what being Jewish at Hillel was like, at Elon is like, and that we're creating this together, this plural, this idea of what being pluralistic Elon Hillel student is.
You guys are the most efficient call we've had. You guys answered all the questions as they came in. That was really amazing. Thank you guys. That was really wonderful. It appears, looking at my question and answer box, that between all of them, we have answered all the questions that have come in. If anybody out there watching has more questions that have not been answered, go ahead and drop them in the Q&A section now. But I just wanted to throw it back to Courtney to see if there was anything else at this point that you wanted to add or kind of reiterate after Betsy and Mackie did that amazing job talking about Jewish life and Hillel.
I think they hit it all on the head. Mackie was talking about the student experience, which I think is great. I do not identify within the Jewish religion. However, when I was a student, I had excellent friends who were student interns within Hillel and learned a lot about their leadership experience. So it was great to hear that that has continued, and that leadership opportunity. I'm thinking back to just all the different events that my friends had put on. But I think that Elon is a really special community, and I think Betsy and Mackie have really articulated that. I will drop my contact information in the chat just for you all to have for admissions related information. But no, I think Mackie and Betsy did a great job.
Well, Courtney, a question just popped up, and it's, you know, probably one you're sick of being asked and probably don't have an answer to, but we'll ask anyway. What are the current plans for Elon opening in the fall? Where are you guys now in the planning for that?
It's actually a really well-timed question. We just learned on Monday kind of the plans, the current plans, and they will continue to evolve as they need to. We are planning to have students on campus in the fall, and I'll let Betsy interject too, because she got the same emails as I did. But we are planning for students to be in class and to have masks. We plan on social distancing and being responsible in terms of not gathering into large spaces or gatherings at all. It's going to be an adjustment for sure, but we are all preparing from the student side to faculty side and staff side to make sure that students still feel supported and are still able to find community on campus. I think that's the thing about Elon, is that it's all about relationships. Mackie was talking about, it's the people. It was the people why she stays involved in Hillel, and it's the people of why students stay at Elon and choose Elon as well. Betsy, I'll let you talk about if I missed the details of it. However, I do know that masks are going to be very much encouraged in order for us to operate appropriately.
And I just, hopping back to what you were saying earlier though, Courtney, I wanted to say, like, one thing we didn't mention, and Courtney, you talking about going with your friends to Hillel, like, we love it when students bring their friends to everything and anything we do, you know, because we have a lot of students who get involved with Hillel who aren't Jewish and who are, like Courtney, have come because they like being there. And that just makes me feel so good all the time. So, so fun. Anyway, so I'm just going to follow Courtney's lead. I mean, we're figuring things out. We have a small house. I think we're going to be doing a lot of programming outside, and we're going to be wearing masks. And I think it looks like our high holidays will be probably an online. Well, we're figuring out how to make it online with a real community focus. So how maybe we're thinking about creating, watch parties and maybe Rosh Hashanah bags to go with that, and and how to encourage the community part of Rosh Hashanah while you're also doing this online. We had 2 really successful online programs this summer. We had, spring, it feels like summer now, but second night of Passover was an amazing, we didn't know what to expect, what was an amazing Seder, student-led, really vibrant, really fun. And then we also had the Yom HaShoah ceremony that was created by our Jewish educator and by a faculty member that was absolutely beautiful and so meaningful and so well put together. So I think we have 2 good models that we're going to build on and create online high holidays, and then also do things what we can do in person, like Tashlich. We can all go down to the water together and throw our breadcrumbs in and prepare for the next year. So it's still in development. We just got our Ready and Resilient plan this week from the university, which spent a lot of time and thoughtful time going through and just addressing everything they could address so that we could be prepared. So yeah, that's what our thinking is. By the time juniors and rising juniors and sophomores get there, we'll have it all figured out and we'll be on to the next normal.
So that was a question of if there will be, with the school reopening in the fashion that it is, are there going to be campus tours held in the fall?
Yeah, we're actually holding tours right now. We just have limited capacity, so we cannot have more than 8 people. So not 8 students, 8 people per session, and we do about 2 to 4 of those per day. We will increase that capacity as our according to CDC and state and federal guidelines. But right now, those are our offerings, and I anticipate that we will definitely continue tours into the fall.
Great. Okay, one more question. that, oh, this is something that's come up a lot. I did not know about this as much before I've started being on a lot of college tours. Somebody wants to know, how does demonstrated interest work in terms of Elon? Did I cut out?
We
Okay.
heard you. We
Okay.
heard you. Great. Thank you. That's a great question. That's an excellent question. So demonstrated interest has always played a part in our admissions process. That can look a lot of different ways. That could be a campus visit. Right now, you might not be able to come to campus. That looks like an email to your admissions counselor. We keep track of those different emails. That looks like engaging with us on a call like this. This is demonstrating interest, taking time out and learning more about Elon. I will say, because students will not be able to come to campus as readily, and because we're test optional this year, we are developing plans of new and different ways for you all to demonstrate your interest. My biggest piece of advice is, if and as you are getting communication from Elon through your admissions process, please open those emails and please read those emails, because there will continue to be a lot of updates, just because nothing is what it used to be anymore. And so we've got to keep you all updated on all those different changes, and we will do that and continue to do that as we find out too. So thanks in advance.
Yeah. Okay. We just got a very specific question. The question is Mrs. Slaughter still the rep for the state of Washington? I know she had a baby recently, so I'm not sure if she's taking.
I don't know who asked that question. Brittany Slaughter is amazing.
Someone who's very familiar with potential
She
staff.
does, yeah, she does still work at Elon, but she no longer is the counselor as of yesterday for Washington State. She now has Southern California. She used to have the entire West Coast, and the West Coast is huge. So your new counselor will be Mandy Cochran, and her information is on the website.
Great. Wonderful. Hello, people in the state of Washington. We're glad that you are joining us this evening. Okay. Great. I don't see any more questions. I'll give everybody just a very informative hour. Elon sounds beautiful and wonderful, and I hope you guys are able to get back there soon, and I hope people on the call are leaving with that impression also, and got their questions answered throughout this evening. So I want to thank Courtney and Betsy and Mackie for joining us and sharing all about their love of Elon. I want to give an update on our upcoming events. Tomorrow at noon, we have UNC Chapel Hill for their information session. Sunday at 5 p.m., we have UGA, the University of Georgia, and Monday at 5 p.m., we have James Madison. If you're interested in learning more, jump on the bus with us at roadtriptocollege.org and follow us on social media at JumpSparkATL. Again, anything you miss is up on our YouTube channel, which is available through our website. All of our, oh, I just said that. Okay, so that is everything I have. Thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you to our presenters, and I hope everybody has a good evening.